Hey, welcome, Camille and the Studio Birds here with a tutorial on how to make what I call a Tableau book. And this is a structure that I kind of came up with. A lot of other people have come up with it too. It's an alteration on the petal fold book, and each page opens up to a little tableau or scene. And I'm just showing you some of the books from my shop, some of the patterns from my shop, and I'm going to show you how we fold this simple yet fun book. So let's fold. I thought I'd start out with just talking about how this altered petal fold book is put together. You're going to fold it just like you would any other petal fold book. So you're going to fold it in half both directions, and then you're going to fold it diagonally in just one of those directions. And you're going to play around with reversing those folds. One goes one direction and one goes a different direction. So instead of doing what we normally do with a petal fold book, with both of the folds going down like this, you're going to actually take one of the folds and reverse it. So the top one is going to be going in the opposite direction. And you're going to hide this by just creating a little flap. And here you can see how once we fold that and create that little flap, I have to fold this a little bit to press it. You can see how that will tuck up into there, and you have your little tableau, little theater stage there. And then the back part is just tucked up. So you have it folded, you add a little glue here, and then a little glue here, and there you have it, your little stage or tableau where anything that you create can take place in. So let's put this into a book. I'm going to start out with using a pattern. This is a pattern from my shop. It's for a book called Silent Night. I have two patterns in my shop. One of those patterns is a pattern that uses a square format, and the other one uses a rectangle. The square is real easy. You don't have to make any modifications. But the rectangle is a little bit tricky, and here is the blank pattern that comes with my Silent Night book. And you can see that I actually fold and cut, and that's because when it is a rectangle instead of a square, you have some overlapping starting to happen and some things start to show that you don't want to show. So in this pattern it shows you exactly how to cut that down so you don't have any of that peeping out from the top. So after we cut them all out, you'll see that this is my Silent Night book from my holiday ornament collection, and so each page has a little bit different scene. There's cardinals in a tree, and there's a fox running, and a little house with a chimney of smoke coming out. And so we will go ahead and put those together. Here's my fox. I had things mixed up here. And there's the fox. So let's go ahead and fold these last two, and I'll show you how that works. I went ahead and figured out how to do the rectangle and where you'll need to make those folds to keep it in the right proportion. And you'll notice in the corner there's a little scissors with a piece of pink, and you'll need to cut that out, and that's because when we fold a rectangle, some of it comes over the side. So let's just watch, and I think it'll all become clear. We're going to fold the edge of the paper just like we would a petal fold book, but instead of folding it to this edge line, we're going to fold it to the line that's marked on the pattern. Same thing, we're going to fold it in half. We're looking at the picture. And then to do the diagonal fold, remember a petal fold is half-half and a diagonal. To do the diagonal fold, we're going to need to remember that the diagonal fold goes through the floor of the little Tableau box. So where the type is in the poems, that's where your diagonal will go. And you want to flip the book over to do the diagonal just because it makes the folding easier. As with any book that you're folding that has a lot of origami folds in it, you want to always make sure you press those folds, because the better you press your folds, the easier it's going to fold and come together. So when we have to go and invert this fold right here, we're going to have this fold's going to come up as a mountain fold, and we want this fold to be a valley fold. It's just a little easier if you have a nicely folded, creased edge to go by or fold to go by. So that's what we do. We have a mountain fold here and a valley fold here, and then we're just going to go on the two folds that we folded in half and create a little flap. And you can see what I'm talking about when I fold that flap over, that there's a little bit that sticks out, and that's what that little pink scissor is in the corner. And so you want to just cut that out, and then you want to just glue it so that that flap remains flat. So we're just going to put glue over the whole area, fold it in half, and you want to do the folds, the inverting into the valley fold, before you put the glue on. It becomes a very big mess if you don't have the folds ready to go. And we'll just do the last bit of the flap, put glue here, and fold it over. And so there's your little tableau. We've got the two deer and the holy night, and there is your page. I'll do it one more time. So there we have it. We have all of our pages and we're ready to put them in order together into the book. And I've created a cover, a front and a back. And this is part, Silent Night is part of my holiday ornament pattern collection. And so all of those come with some way to hang or display the book. And so this one has a little ornament hanger, as well as a little loop. And you can do what you choose to do with this. It depends on if you want to have a loop or a tie, and I talk about that in the directions. This one I did a little loop with a little button, and that just holds it open and holds it closed. So let's see how that goes together. Like I say, get them in the right order first, making sure that they're all in the right orientation. Tops here, bottoms here, and let's put it together. It's a little bit different than a petal fold book because all of the pages are going to be oriented in the same way. So we'll just start with the first one and put the glue on the end, and then we're just going to put the next one right next to it. It's not going to go in an opposite direction, it's going to go in the same direction, so all the pages open from this side. And we'll just continue with that. And there's our book, and you can see the text block. It has the little Tableau openings where you can see the floor and the sides, just like little stages. And there is Silent Night. So we're ready to case it into the cover. And so we want to also check ourselves. This cover has a top and a bottom, and we want to make sure that the cover is going the right direction. So we will set that up and put glue on the last page and glue that in. And then do the front cover. Hey, there's Brindle the studio bird. She's been so quiet through most of the filming. Hey, Brindle, say hi to everybody. And here we have it. Here's our little book. You can hang that little book. It closes, but more importantly, when you open it up to display it, it also closes here so that you can actually hang it on a tree. And that might be easier said than done. This is slightly twisted. That might be too hard to do right this moment, but you understand what I'm saying. So you can hang it, hangs in the tree, and like I said, this is part of my ornament collection, display of books. Check out my Etsy shop. The link is below in the description, and I hope that you have a chance during this time to do something creative, something relaxing and enjoyable and enriching. From me and the studio bird Brindle, thanks for watching.